'cause we got so much history. Here with you is where I'm meant to be. Even after all the pain, I do it all again, 'cause we got so much history. We got so much history wrapped up in these memories.
People, welcome back to another stream with SINCLAIRO. As you can tell, yeah, I'm not wearing my Arsenal top today. I'm wearing my brand new stereo hype top that I got for my birthday. Just a quick thing on that. It was my birthday on Sunday. I'm 19 now, so I'm growing up old. I obviously got this top. I have most of the stereo hype tops. It's James Hype's brand. It's got a bit of a different back as well. It's like yeah, I also got a few things. I got some Lego. I got these sunglasses ready for highest point tomorrow, which I will be previewing in just a second. But before I do, make sure you guys do smash the likes. I also got these decks as well, which is quite cool. Using them in my mixes now, which I'll shout out my mix card later. But yeah, it's going to be fun tomorrow. Obviously, we will be reviewing Gameweek 35. We'll be reviewing all the games. Obviously, United getting lost, unfortunate. Arsenal winning, and a few other teams, winning as well. Tottenham winning, Chelsea finally getting a win under Frank. Could have been 007, but it wasn't. But yeah, listen, I've got three people in the back room at the moment. Some people couldn't join. Big up DJ Crate, he's going out. Big up Joel. Hardeep as well, who, usually he's kind of a regular now. He made his debut a few streams ago. But yeah, let's start off with this now. So it's only going to be short, guys. It's only going to be short. So if you didn't know, I've been going to a festival called Highest Point in Lancaster, which is up north for me, about 4-hour car journey. I've been going for the last 3 years, so 2021, 2022, and now 2023. So on the first year, we only went on the Friday, I think, and then the second year we went both days, and then yeah. So it's going to be fun. Obviously, tomorrow it is the first day. It does start today, actually, but the main days are Friday and Saturday. But obviously, so there's going to be acts. Like on the Friday, there's going to be still the main act, and before Friendly Fires and Fair Ridings. There's also General Levy, Phoebe Hall, and Delights. There's a few other stages as well. Chris Glober's stage, which is behind the memorial sort of building. DOD, Girls and Sick and Mathis and Baklava are on that day. And then there's the Sundial, which is the drum bass stage. It's usually in the tent, but I think it's not in the tent anymore. Subfocus is going to be there on the Friday. Then there's the Delin, which I'm not quite sure what that stage is. The Woods, which is in the woods. And then there's a waterfall stage. And then on the Saturday, it's going to be another good day. Lottery winners, they recently got a #1 album, so they're going to be good. So I'm going to listen to that album on the way. Gokwan, who I know Ryan wants to see, so that'll be interesting. The Cuban Brothers, I saw them last year, very funny. Anne Marie, of course, the main act on the main stage. Top Loader, who did that song Dancing in the Moonlight. Elva, Jamie McClaw, and the Native Cult, I'm not sure. Then the Chris Glober, there's a load of people, including Danny Howard and Ariel Free. Sundial, there's Sigma and Goddard. And then the Delin, there's Vic from Radio 1. The Woods, not many people you'd know, and the Waterfall as well. So it's going to be fun. Obviously, tickets are mainly sold out. It's basically in a park. So the main stage is kind of in a concrete field, and the stage is above it, and then behind is something called the Memorial. Like it's kind of like a building. It looks like hold on. Well, it looks like a kind of like round shaped, and then behind it's a stage, and there's the wood stage. Make sure you go check them out on socials. Highest Point Festival, no spaces. So go check them out on there. Let's go through the chat now. Big up Hashim, he's in. He says big up, mate. He also says viewers smash the likes right now. I think I should block this person. They said, is arrest on stream. I love him very much. If they say something else again, I'm going to block, but I'll block. But yeah, previewed Highest Point, of course, tomorrow. So the Friday and Saturday, unfortunately, a few things I'll be missing. On the Friday, I'll be missing the I'm a Celebrity South Africa final, which is a shame. And then on the Saturday, I'm going to be missing Eurovision as well. Okay. Yeah, guys. So let me just introduce to get first. Of course, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'm going to shout out my socials later. A few other socials where I'm close to milestones, so let's try and get those milestones soon. But first of all, I mentioned him. Of course, I'm meeting Ryan at Highest Point. I did forget to mention that he's coming for his first festival. Obviously, it's good to start small. Good to start like a small festival and then build up to a bigger festival. So I've mentioned his name before. It's good to have a non-Premier League team. I think he's the only team, non-league team that I've had. So yeah, it's big up Ryan.
Yeah, big up, mate. I really am pleased to be back on. Obviously, I've missed a few. The last few.
Yeah, the last two
Yeah, the
streams.
last two. I see it seems to have clashed with something I'm doing, so that's a bit unfortunate. Good to be back, and obviously I'm looking forward to the show. But yeah, big up for letting me on.
Yeah, big up Ryan, big up, of course. So I was hoping for a full panel today, but I'm not sure. I'm just waiting on some people, and some people can join. But this guest, man, he's been away for about 2 months. Arsenal fan, one of the only fans in the back room at the moment, all the way from India, but he's born and bred in the UK. Love having him on, of course, and it's good to have him back. It's, of course, Manny. Manny, how you doing? It's good to have you back on here.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to be back. And I've been quite busy with a lot of stuff, and it's a bit sad that your streams happen to clash with me being busy doing a lot of other things or just being a little bit too tired. But I'm glad I was able to make the commitment to come back at least for a little bit of time. And good to be back. And big up to you, big up to Ryan, and big up to the next guest you've got coming on.
Yeah, sorry guys, my Wi-Fi is being a bit funny there. Manny was messing up a bit; he was speeding up a bit, but so I was hoping for a few other Arsenal fans, of course. DJ Cratey did. He's going out tonight, so he can't join, and I'm waiting on Joel as well. But my last guest, you know him from Red Sox Football, the host of Red Sox Football. Big up, man! He's always a regular. He's been on the first stream. I did actually miss my 1-year anniversary, which was deadline day stream, and him and Elliot, the only people who've been on my first stream. So big up Arrest, of course, Man United fan. How you doing?
Yeah, man. I mean, being a support Man United, listen, it's complicated, but yeah, man, big up family on.
Yeah, big up. So of course I did preview Highest Point, and me and Ryan are very excited, of course, tomorrow. But yeah, we're looking forward to previewing the game, reviewing the games now, and of course we will talk about something related to Ryan possibly later if we have time. But yeah, wins for Wolves, wins for Tottenham, wins for Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal getting a win as well, and some amazing games, convincing wins for Fulham and Everton. We got another comment here, of course, the rest of football. Big up, man. He's of course, I'm going to shout out Ryan's channel later, but he's always supporting all our channels. Big up, mate. Always telling us to smash with the likes. Make sure you subscribe as well. But as he said, to get the likes, so let me just check how many we've got. At the moment, we've got
always do that, man.
9 or 10. It's a good reminder. Let's try and get up to 20.
It's a good reminder.
Yeah, it's a good reminder. All you need to do is like, and as I said, if you are new, make sure you do slash likes. I think subscribe. I think I'm on the road to 1,070 now. I last looked, I think I was on 1,066. So let's get those subscribers up. 1.1k by the end of the year is the big aim. So that's 1,100. But yeah, big up Arrest. Course, big up Hashim. Make sure you guys, get your thoughts on the games, and if we do have time, we'll probably preview some of the future games. But yeah, Arsenal 1 point clear of Man City now, so you never know, man. They've got 4 games left. We've got 3. If they drop some points and we win all our last 3, anything's possible. And in the lyrics of KSI and Tom Grennan's gone, it's not over, yeah, yeah, but no. It's not done until it's done, and we'll wait and see. Of course, Man City have got Brighton and Everton away, which is going to be their tough fixtures. We've got an easier run in them, I think. We've got Brighton at home, Wolves at home, and Nottingham Forest away. So we'll wait and see. The league isn't over yet. We obviously thought it was over when we drew 3 and lost against Man City. But
Ollie, just to correct you, it's Brighton, Forest, and Wolves.
Yeah.
We're playing Wolves at home on the last day of the season.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah. At home, yeah. We'll start off now. Of course, we're going to start off.
Because Wi-Fi.
Okay, I mixed it up. Yeah, of course.
Ollie, you're a bit behind.
Yeah, probably my Wi-Fi. Am I? Wait, am I fine now?
Yeah, you're fine now.
Am I right now?
Yeah, you're fine now, but when we speak, you're a bit behind. That's why. But yeah, carry on. Ollie, carry on.
It's just maybe my laptop or the Wi-Fi or whatever. But yeah, carry on. But of course, I'm going to start off with Manny first. So before I get I'll get my thoughts when everyone's got their thoughts. But just a quick thought. I was at it was actually my birthday, so a good birthday present for me. I was wearing my Arsenal top. We went to have pizza after. We went to a place called All Stars for bowling in Weston, which I actually went to Weston today as well. Had the whole day alone, so I went to Odeon, which if you saw my post, they are shutting down. So it's probably the last time I'm going there. But I do support my local cinema, the Ritz, and I go to Cineworld in Weston as well. So yeah, went there, went to the arcade before, got quite a lot of tickets, and then we went to bowling. They had the game on a big screen, and then watched the game for a bit, and then had dinner at 6, and then had quite a, some garlic bread before, and then some pizza, and then I had a nice dessert afterwards, which was a chocolate fudge cake. I deserved it. I deserved the cheat day. Also, we also won a lot of sweets in the arcade, which I still think we have. But yeah, good day. Obviously got lots of presents, had a nice breakfast, had a nice dinner, did a lot of fun stuff. So yeah, good. As good said, good birthday present. And of course, we're going to start off with you, Manny, return guest, and Arsenal getting the win against Newcastle, which was supposed to be one of our toughest games coming up, and we've won it. Yeah, Manny, what was your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, Ollie, that this game pretty much proved that when it comes to, fighting for the Champions League position and hopefully and maybe strengthening themselves in Europe, Newcastle still are very, very raw and have a lot of polishing to be done. And, because this league has been so jammy and, Liverpool have also started to get some wonderful momentum, you just never know. It could very well be that Newcastle's apple cart could very well be upset. They might end up, being pipped to the Champions League places by both Liverpool and Manchester United. Or it could even be that Newcastle and Liverpool could go through at United expense. Sorry, Orist. But we are going to talk about that, obviously. And this is probably a game where I think Newcastle tried a little bit too hard to assert their dominance. And we actually played a smart game by soaking up their pressure and then hitting them when they least expected it. Obviously, Odegaard was outstanding in the game, but it's another occasion when many of us are thinking, why didn't we see this type of play from him in the games when it mattered? And that's the frustrating thing about it. In as much as I would like to acclaim the performance, and I will acclaim the performance, which was, smart and mature, we should have played this way in some of the earlier games, and it's our naivety which will end up costing us the title. And I'm sorry to have to upset your apple cart there, Ollie, but we need to understand that with this season, given that the World Cup was taking place, a lot of these teams have had really, jammy sort of seasons, and Manchester City themselves were absolutely dire at times. They even contrived to lose to Brentford at home. But this, ever since the World Cup, they've started to get into their stride. And once again, from us holding the aces, we're now in a position where we need snookers. And if City win their game in hand, they will be 4 points ahead of us. So our next game against Brighton is also going to be all the more important that we win, because anything other than a win could very well be catastrophic for us. But back to the performance, it was, as I said, very mature. A lot of people had some really good games. Ramsdale certainly made a couple of really good saves. I think one of his best was probably later on in the game when he was able to, deflect a shot behind for a corner. A lot of people were raving about the reflex save he made, but then, you get
the header as well. The header where he saved it with one.
Yeah. I know that was from Fabian Schär. I think a lot of people have been debating that save on Twitter. A lot of people have been saying, well, look, it didn't have any pace. It was hit straight at him. It's a save which any goalkeeper worth his salt should be able to make. But still, it was at a crucial time, and it had to be made, and it enabled us to keep our 1-0 lead. But the biggest, turning point in the game was when Zinchenko went off and Tierney came on. Because I'm sorry to say this, but all these fans of Arteta's tactics need to understand that we've come a cropper in our last few games with these tactics, and Zinchenko was a big part of that. He might add more to the midfield, but as a defender, as a left back, he is seriously found wanting. Newcastle were gaining in. What the hell happened? Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Manny, we can still hear.
Manny, what happened?
Manny, we can still hear.
I seriously don't know. I seriously don't know.
Okay.
But and sorry for the bad language there, but it was just a shock. But as I was saying, Newcastle were gaining a little bit of confidence down the wings. I think the midfield of Willock and Longstaff and company and Joe Linton were trying their best to assert their influence. And It was when Tierney came on that solidity really was prevalent. And it was actually from Tierney's intervention that Martinelli was able to make that run and that cross, which led to the Fabian Schär own goal, which put us 2-0 ahead. And of course, with Zinchenko now being ruled out for the rest of the season, Tierney will start these next 3 games at left back. And he will definitely have a chance to prove that he is still worthy. But his treatment this season has been absolutely abysmal. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, we need to have 2 top quality left backs, and we love the contrast that these 2 provide. But the problem is, I'm sorry, Zinchenko's not a left back. And some of the mistakes that have been made defensively this season, especially in some of the games where we couldn't win, have cost us quite badly. They've been the difference between getting 0 or 1 point and getting all 3. So with Tierney coming in, it's now imperative that we play in the style which suits him, because we know that he's much more capable of that. We need to abandon this ridiculous inverted tactic, which leaves our defense, weakened. Those tactics have been dismantled effectively by both United and City at their home grounds. And of course, when we played Southampton and they scored within the first few seconds, they ripped us apart in the first half hour. And we didn't really show that much urgency to try to get back into the game until it was too late. So I'm sorry, but now it's time to go back to basics and make sure we play more responsibly and have a much sounder defense. And if we can do that, then we should still be able to push City all the way. But I don't believe that we will have enough in the tank to overcome them. I think the ruthlessness that they're showing at this stage of the season is exemplary. A few seasons ago, they also went on a continuous run of 14 games won to pip Liverpool to the post at the very end. So we cannot in any way hope that they will slip up, because they're just in red hot form at the moment. I get your point. It's not over till it's over, but the singer is about to clear her throat.
Of course, I've got a few questions before we move on. One of them is from a comment. He says, he spells Zinchenko wrong, but he said Zinchenko and Saliba out for the season, title hopes. I think does he mean title hopes over or something? What's your thoughts on this comment, Manny?
I see the title hopes, as far as I'm concerned, have took a bit of a hit after the City game, and obviously now we're in a situation where City win their game in hand; they're 4 points ahead of us, so we can't afford to lose or even draw our 3 games. So our hopes are slim. It's not impossible, but it will be difficult. It's a bit like in Dumb and Dumber when Jim Carrey is told by the girl that he only has a 1 in a million chance of becoming her boyfriend. He says, so there's a chance. That's where we are at the moment.
I disagree, man. I think Tierney is a way better player than Zinchenko, man. I think that's I wouldn't say a boost, but obviously they both.
Yeah, that's not a loss. That's not a loss. But Saliba is.
The thing is, Zinchenko and Saliba, they don't need an operation, but I think for me, Tierney, he's coming in now, so he has to redeem his spot now. So let's see with Tierney.
And the other one, Manny, was the early chance with. I was a bit worried this one, but the early penalty chance. You think it was a penalty from Kiri or handball, or was it not?
No. It hit his thigh and went up, and you can see with the video that his hand didn't really play much of a part in it. Normally the case is that whenever there is a decision like this, you've got to give the benefit of doubt to the defender, because he's the one who's pretty much involved in the play. It's a little bit like cricket when you want to appeal for a batsman to be out LBW or just run out. If the evidence isn't clear, the benefit of doubt always goes to the batsman, unless or the batswoman or batter or whatever, unless of course the evidence is clear that the batter is out. I don't like saying batter. It's not baseball, but it is what it is. Unless the evidence is clear that it is a penalty, you can't award a penalty. But it was clear as day that Kyrgios's hand was not anywhere near the ball. He was smart enough to put it behind his back, and it hit his thigh. No penalty. And so, Alan Shearer, you really need to calm down. Your conduct where you shouted down Dermot Gallagher, the former referee, and kept insisting that it had to be a penalty. Mate, I know you love Newcastle with all your heart, but sometimes you've got to accept things the way they are.
Yeah, but man, he's a Newcastle fan, so obviously he's gonna be biased. obviously shot him, so I'm not surprised. But yeah.
Yeah, but listen, I mean, he's seasoned enough as a professional to know better than to behave that way.
Of course, 100%. Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah. So just a few things in the comments. Can we just be a bit sensible, because I've already had to block 2 people. So if you are a bot, just make yourself known. I'm going to block you. If not, just get your questions in or smash the likes, whatever. Just get that in. But just a warning on the bots: please don't comment. Or if you are watching, just get out of the stream. Whatever. That's just a warning. So hopefully I don't have to do that again. But no bots, please. No anything like that. But yeah, we'll move on now. Of course, the rest. You are a Man United fan, but I know you do have a bit of a soft spot for Arsenal. Obviously, you know a lot of Arsenal fans. A lot of Arsenal fans were on your channel as well, so you do know Arsenal very well. And but yeah, as Manny's spoken well on the game, of course, Arsenal fan, and I will get my thoughts, of course, when you guys have as well. Yeah, good win for another good win for Arsenal. Hopefully, we can keep this momentum going and see what happens with City. And this is definitely our toughest game. We've gone and won it. So yeah, Ores, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, man. Very good win for Arsenal. I thought, first 10 minutes, Newcastle, they had good chances. Obviously, fans, they were loud, rocking up. This is what happened to playing at St. James Park. Like, when Newcastle had those little chances, the fans are up for it, and that's why you don't go for it, because their fans, listen, they are loud. But yeah, listen, it's a great win for Arsenal. Odegaard with a great goal, and skip a clean sheet as well as St. James Park. Very good. But no, obviously, I'm rooting for Arsenal, man, to win the league. I mean, I have said on my channels that I do want Arsenal to win the league. But yeah, massive win. But yeah, man, I thought Arsenal were great. I thought Kiwior, I agree with Manny. It's not handball, man. Like, it is fire, so it's handball. But yeah, man, I thought you were great. Offensively, I thought you guys were great. And yeah, man, fantastic, you guys. And obviously, people were saying,
clean sheet as well. So
yeah, Ollie, people were saying that, Arsenal got to play Newcastle, they're going to drop points. But no, it was a great win for you guys. Great win.
Yeah, great win. Yeah, and Ryan, of course, you support Huddersfield, and of course, great way staying up. Of course, we will try and get onto that later if we do have time. Of course, we probably will have enough time but we will move on from this game. We talked all night for most of the almost half the stream now. But before I get my thoughts and then your thoughts, and then obviously I'll get my thoughts and we'll move on. Ryan, I know you also have a bit of a soft spot for Arsenal. Love talking about them and whatever. So get your thoughts on this game, Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0.
Yeah, for obviously Arsenal winning, I think it certainly deserved to win for sure, because all the talk before this game was, Newcastle are going to win, Arsenal they got drop points, but actually Arsenal showed what they were about in this game. And like I say, it's always difficult up at St. James Park, and obviously the atmosphere is always really difficult to cope with. But Arsenal obviously getting the early goal. The early goal really helped, because then you just can't. The crowd was so loud, but obviously it just kind of took it down a notch from the start of the game. So obviously getting that early goal kind of quieting them down a bit, really. But yeah, obviously great goal by Odegaard, and obviously he followed it up with another goal to finish it. But really good win, really important win. And I think that all these people that are saying about Newcastle are going to be going for the title in a few years, just calm down, because at the end of the day, you've got to earn to be up there in the title race. Just because it's all nonsense, and I'm sick of hearing it. Yeah, you've got to earn the right, and you can have all the money in the world. We know this. You've got to spend it wisely. So,
Facts.
I'm sorry, but people to say about Newcastle already in a so-called title race or whatever, or they're going to win it soon. They're nowhere near that, and I think that they could even drop out the top 4. I've never really been a fond. I've never really liked Newcastle, especially with all the controversy with the ownership. Honestly, I've already said my views on it, but I don't particularly agree about the ownership anyway. But anyway, I'm diverting. But good win for Arsenal. They deserved it, and Newcastle obviously will have to bounce back, but hopefully they don't. But good win. Yeah,
for me, Newcastle, I've always since the start, or since they were in the top 4, I've always predicted them to drop out. And for me, if they did drop out, I see Liverpool and Man United being in the top 4. And I think with Liverpool being in the top 4, that'd be honestly the greatest story. But from where they were what, like 10th at 1.8th, and now fighting for the top 4 in the last games of the season. So it will be a great comeback if Liverpool do get into the top 4. But it's only obviously they are 1 point behind Man United now. So if Man United do drop points or whatever, it could happen. But for me, I don't know. We'll wait and see. But yeah, good win for Arsenal. I'll just get my quick thoughts on the game. Yeah, well, early chance. Obviously the penalty. That was probably the earliest, big event happening. And for me, it wasn't a penalty. I was really worried at some point. But when you look at the VAR, when you look at the replay, it clearly hits his thigh and comes up and hits almost there. And if it did hit his thigh and go on his hand, it's not a deliberate handball. So it would have been more interesting if it bounced off his leg and then hit his arm. But because it bounced off his leg and then hit his arm.
Ollie, I think there's a new rule where if it hits your leg and your arm, it's still not handball. So yeah. Oh, but yeah, I think he's gone to do something. But yeah, no, it's a good win for Arsenal. No, but Ollie.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So just a package arrived.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But we'll move on for that. Good. Kiwi all got away with that, and then what a goal from Odegaard. I don't know what minute it was in, but it was an amazing goal. I remember celebrating it. We were halfway through playing bowling, but. Great goal, and then obviously 1-0 half time. Good to obviously Newcastle were looking threatening, and actually when I went to watch the game, there were a few Newcastle fans watching the game, and I found it really funny because there were people wearing black and white shirts, and it was like one guy black, one guy white, one guy black one. So it was almost like where like they're in line with each other, the Newcastle colours, and then there was about 2 other people with a Newcastle top on, which you could obviously tell. So they all were Newcastle fans. And then later on in the second half, or just started the second half, there was a guy wearing the old pink shirt with like the black writing on it and stuff. So he was wearing that, and a few other Arsenal fans, because I heard people going, "Oh, yay, whatever." So, but yeah, good win. Great goal from Odegaard. Good to be 1-0 up at half time. And then the second goal, I was actually watching the game on my phone through an app called SofaScore, where you can look at what's going on and stuff. And then I saw the own goal, and I was happy about that. And then, we got the win. We got the clean sheet. Good game from Ramsdale. For me, he definitely gets a 10 out of 10. Clean sheet, about 4 or 5 saves. For me, apparently he was player of the match when the Arsenal won, but I think Jorginho or Odegaard was man of the match at the end of the game on Sky Sports, or anyway. But,
Odegaard was man of the match.
Yeah, but it's weird. I thought Odegaard, Jorginho, or Ramsdale, but one of them got man of the match. But yeah, good win. Of course, there's own goal. Didn't really see the own goal. I think actually I did crossed in from Martinelli, and then obviously tried to pass it out or pass it back, and he passed it into the net. But yeah, looking at Ramsdale as well. Great. Obviously, Manny said one of his best saves was tipping out for a corner. That was a good save. But for me, the save where it hit the post and then he got it again. But the header save was incredible, where he hit it with one hand. That's almost the classic Ramsdale save, where it comes at him, he hits it away with one hand. A few other chances to them as well. But I do like the saves where he has to dive and hit it out for a corner, especially. My favourite Ramsdale save has to be obviously still the Maddison free kick, where Maddison, he predicted the right way and he dived and then he hit the post and it was cleared off the line. So for me, that's still my favourite save of his. And obviously you do know, as I have a Ramsdale fan page, I've posted about that before. And I'll probably post, even after the season, I'll continue to post, about possibly even transfer news, news about England if Ramsdale plays for them and stuff like that. So, yeah, good win. Good to get the win on board. But we've talked about it for half an hour now, or less than that, because I did talk about highest point for a bit. But yeah, we've all agreed it's a good win for Arsenal. Good, brilliant game from Odegaard again. He is proving once again. Look, I know people are going to have a go at me, but he is definitely world class for me. And maybe he needs a few more games to be it. Maybe he needs.
Oh, is he gone?
Yeah, his Wi-Fi is playing up again.
Mm-hmm.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Am I back?
You're back. Yes, you're back.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, what I was technically saying is Odegaard is kind of world class for me, because if you look at the goals he scores, his first goal was in the Europa League, brilliant goal. He scored multiple goals in the Premier League this season and assists as well if he hasn't scored. And both the goals, I think it was the home game we won. Manny, what was the last home game we won where we? Oh no, Chelsea. It was Chelsea where the two identical goals where Xhaka, who's been brilliant this season as well, Xhaka passed it to him twice and it was almost an identical. For me, he's definitely up there, and he's definitely, for me, this season he's been better than De Bruyne. Definitely, he deserves to be in the team season for me. Great midfielder. And
I wouldn't.
yeah,
No,
I'll just go for
not better than
QBR
De
as
Bruyne.
well.
I'm sorry, not better than De Bruyne. I'm sorry.
No,
De
this
Bruyne
season.
No, even this season
Manny,
as well.
this
You need
season.
to take a look at you also need to take a look at De Bruyne, not just his goal contribution goals, but also how he contributes with the crosses. And let's not forget, they've got a proper target man in Erling Haaland right now. We still have to make sure that Gabriel Jesus, who links up really well. So, yeah, he's getting a little bit better, but we need to see him perform like this in some of the bigger games as well. And he has been absent. But anyway, let's move to the next game if we can.
Yeah, obviously it's good to. Obviously, I know Saliba's out, but yeah, I don't want to go through the whole team. Good to have Jesus back as well. He's doing well. But yeah, I'm sorry, Rest, but we have to talk about this. My next topic, Man United with another 1-0 defeat. Obviously, you were a bit annoyed with the. Oh, all right. We'll do a different thing. So, Manny, you do have to go. We'll start off with you this game, then we'll move on to the rest. So, Manny, before you have to share your socials, just get your thoughts on. Obviously, West Ham getting a good win against United. I think they're playing tonight actually, and they're on the race for Europe again, maybe Europa League. But your thoughts on this game? Good win for West Ham and obviously defeat for Man United.
I think more than it being a great win for West Ham, which confirms their status in the Premier League, it was a game that United could ill afford to lose and they lost it. I think it's fair to say that once again, when things don't seem to go their way, they tend to try a bit too hard and try and force the issue. And that's something that Ten Hag's going to have to look at, given the squad he has. And some players in that squad are going to have to be moved on, I think. And as for David De Gea, he might end up with the most clean sheets in the Premier League, and he is arguably the best shot stopper in the league. But in terms of all-round ability, whether it's claiming crosses or playing from the back, or just commanding his defense, he is seriously lacking. I know he's had a wonderful career at Manchester United, making over 500 appearances, but this probably should be his last season at the club. I really cannot see any goalkeeper survive an error like that. And West Ham were a decent value for the win, and they will stay in the Premiership. They could end up playing in the Europa League if they win the whole competition, the Conference League, but it's not an easy competition to win. The likes of Spurs were in the Conference League and they couldn't win. That just goes to show you how difficult it is. I will have, and of course that season we weren't in Europe, so they were mocking us, but we had the last laugh. I do have to split right now, but I will shout out my socials. Big up to you.
So Manny, of course. Big up to
Manny.
You, so obviously, no YouTube as of yet, but can you shout out obviously your Instagram and Twitter?
Will do. I know the drill. I've done this before. But first of all, big up to you, Ollie. Thanks for having me on. It's been wonderful to come back over here, and I'll hope to come back again soon if possible.
I'll let you know next stream.
Until then, any of you want to catch me on social media, it's Manny Thangatherai 1981 on Instagram and Thangatherai 1981 on Twitter. And you can catch me on several other channels on YouTube. Huge shout out to Up the Cherries in all departments, the Born a Fan channel. I'm about to join their stream as well. And several other channels where you can find mainly Arsenal fan channels. Can't really name them as of yet, but I know how important they are to me. They know how important they are to me. And of course, if they still aren't convinced, I'll send them something nice in the post. But always good to talk football with like-minded fans and talk in a respectable manner. We've got to learn to agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Otherwise, there's no point in having a discussion. And that's the way I'd like to see things. Big up to everyone in the chat. And thanks once again for having me on. Hope to see you all again soon. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week and the weekend. Enjoy the football on offer. Don't do anything that the four of us wouldn't do. But for now, I am out of here. Cheers, everyone.
Money.
By the way, Manny, the stream's at 6:45. Do you have to be there early or something?
What do you mean 6:45?
7:45. The stream. Do you have to be there early?
Not 7:45. It's actually at 7:30. But yeah, so I'm a little bit late, but I will have a
Oh,
split.
well, they've
See you,
scheduled
everyone.
it for 1:45. They've scheduled it to quarter. All right. Oh yeah. All right. So big up, Manny. See you, mate. See you, mate.
All right. Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Big up money, man. Big up money.
He's gone. Yeah, of course. So we'll get back together. I forgot to say as well at the start of the stream. Obviously, I do usually do the streams on a Wednesday, but today it was the best time for Rest because Rest did say on the Wednesday he wasn't free at 7, and obviously 8's a bit too late for me, and 7:30. But I like doing them on the hour because then if they finish on the hour, they usually finish on the hour instead of finishing like half hour. So 7's the best time for me. Obviously 8 till 9 isn't really the best time, and 6 till 7's a bit early. So for me, 7 o'clock to 8 is fine. And if I'm on another stream, possibly I have to leave early. So if I do my stream, I try and work it around the other streams and stuff. But of course, Manny did have to go, and he did say he's late for a stream, but the stream actually is scheduled for 7:45. So maybe he has to be there early or something. But then, or maybe they delayed it. I'm not sure. But yeah. Looking at the West Ham game now, I'm not going to read out the lineups, but I'm just going to tell you that Antonio is playing. Declan Rice is playing as well. So, and also benching Fabianski as well. So it's their strongest team apart from Fabianski, and Rice is back as well. So it's a good team. Obviously, it is the semi-finals, so 2 legs. So they're looking to go on the final and get into Europa League. Obviously, the league they can't qualify because obviously they're fighting for relegation. But yeah, we spent a while on the Arsenal game, and I'm sure we'll probably spend a bit longer on this game because Arrest's here. So Arrest, obviously, Manny did start off with the game because he had to go. But big up him. Obviously, I did just subscribe to Up the Cherries in all departments. He does mention that a lot in his when he shouts out his socials. So he probably does like that channel, and obviously, yeah, I'd love to hop on there soon or just check it out, or I'll definitely catch up with the stream. But yeah, Arrest, we'll start off with you, of course, Man United fan. Another 1-0 defeat, kind of like ruining your top 4 hopes now. Just obviously, yeah, thoughts on the game. Do you think you can still get top 4?
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy game, man. The lineup for me, I'm sorry to know, but you did not put Weghorst in the number 10 position and then put Bruno on the left wing. I'm sorry, but nah, Ten Hag got wrong with the lineup. For me, what can I say, man? Because second half, again, West Ham, they just dominated, man. They really did. And De Gea, I mean, listen, I think it's time to go for De Gea. I really do. I think this summer we do need to move on. But listen, Ten Hag, man, he's I love him, but he's actually annoying me, man, because you bring on Fred, but you leave Garnacho still on the bench. How does that make sense? I'm sorry, but it doesn't make sense. So, Ten Hag, listen, we've got a huge game against Wolverhampton this week, so let's see what happens. But I'm sorry, but Ten Hag got it wrong. Players, half of these players are not good enough. I'm sorry, but Martial should not be here. I said before, Weghorst should not be here. And yeah, we just bowled it, man. We really did. And now we have to win 3 of our next 4 games to confirm top 4. And will we do that? I'm not sure, but regarding top 4 wise, I think we'll make it, but I think we'll nick it. I think it will come down to the last game. But listen, man, we've got ourselves to blame only, man, because once we were 13 points ahead of Liverpool, so we've only got ourselves to blame. And if we do bottle this, I'm gonna be so angry. But
yeah. So you think? Just a question? Do you think you'll get it or not?
I think we will. Yeah, I think we'll nick it. But yeah, this top 4 race, man. We're making this as a race because we've bottled it. So we're making this top 4 as a race now. So we need to start winning games, honestly. So for me, listen, Ten Hag, he should know himself what mistakes he's doing, man. And obviously, he should know that this Wolves game that we have this weekend is a huge, huge game. So listen, these players, obviously, they've now have a 1-week break as our longest break that we've had since September. So it's good to hear that because we've never had the longest break like that.
Really?
So
Oh, wow.
these players are already back in training. So if they do not turn up against Wolverhampton, I'm sorry, but we do not deserve top 4. But listen, they have to pick themselves up this weekend. But yeah, disappointing loss, man. Disappointing.
Yeah, I just want to move on. I know it's not football related, but in about 20 minutes, the Eurovision second semi-final is starting. So all you Eurovision fans, and for wrestling,
Ryan's one of them.
Albania
Ryan's one of
in
them.
the
I
semi-final.
love you.
So will they?
Oh God.
So will Albania? We'll find out if they qualify today. They're in the second final with Denmark, Armenia,
Wait, what
Romania,
channel is it
Estonia,
on? What
Belgium,
channel is it on?
Cyprus, Iceland,
BBC One.
Greece, Poland,
Okay, thank you,
Slovenia,
Ryan. Thank
Georgia. It's on BBC One. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan said
Slovenia,
that, yeah.
Georgia, San Marino, Austria, Albania, and Lithuania. And
Come
Austria.
on!
So yeah, Albania are in it. I said that. So yeah.
Wait, so did the
Come
winners
on,
get announced
Albania.
today?
Let's qualify. Come
Did the
on.
winners get announced today then?
Out of the other ones as well. Yeah, they announce who's qualifying. Yeah, so I want out of those. I probably want Lithuania, Australia, Albania.
I can't
Greece.
watch
There's a few
that.
I'd like to go through, but
I get goosebumps from watching these types of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it obviously, but we're not gonna miss anything if we do go on over 8, but we will try and wrap it up around the hour mark. But yeah, before we move on with this game, I'll just get my quick thoughts. And before we wrap up with this topic as well, Ryan, thoughts on the game? United lost to West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, fair play to West Ham. Obviously, they showed their aggression. They worked hard. They fought for every ball. They wanted it more, and they got the result ultimately. You can look at the mistake and say, look, the goal they scored was terrible, but they earned that look because of the way they played. But yeah, on United, I mean, yeah, like I said, I agree with Boris. The lineup was very strange. You don't play Weghorst in a number 10 position. I mean, I personally don't think he offers anything in the team, whether he's a striker or up front or he's a 10. But Bruno has to be in the middle. He's not a winger. So very strange selections. However, these players have to be doing more on the pitch. So yeah, obviously the goal. Yeah, we know De Gea made a massive mistake in that goal. However, if you look at the goal as well, there was about 3 or 4 players around Benrahma, but he was still allowed to get the shot away. So why was that allowed to happen? But De Gea should have been doing better. He should, and I'm not denying that. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I think people that say he should go, I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm on the other side of the camp. I think he should certainly stay. He's still a world-class keeper. And the problem is that United has to prioritise other areas in the summer for me. You can't be, you can't go out and get another goalkeeper really when you need to strengthen other areas. But anyway, so for me, De Gea stays.
Yeah.
Regardless of them
Really?
making. But I think that but like I said, Man United away from home, we know how awful they've been. But the mentality seems to change away from home as well. They seem to think they can get away with performing like this away from home. And at home, they seem to all of a sudden perform. So that's concerning. But yeah, very, very, very poor. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough for Man United. And the fact that there's a so-called top 4 race on at the moment, this top 4 should have been over weeks ago. Had it been for Man United's ability to get results. But yeah, and like I say, Garnacho, I agree with Orest again. Garnacho, why on earth did he not come on? If he's on the bench, he should be at least playing 15, 20 minutes. Because if he's on the bench, he can play a bit of the game. And that game needed some bit of energy and sort of spark. And Garnacho provided that spark for me in that United. And of course, hopefully he does start the weekend. He should start. If he doesn't, then I don't understand. But yeah, very, very poor loss. They did need to be winning this game, Man United. They failed that. And it just adds extra pressure in these final games, really. And it is what it is. But I do think Man United will get the top 4 still. But they've certainly done it the most difficult way possible.
Yeah. So my thoughts on the game, bad mistake from De Gea is definitely cost United a lot of goals in this season. For me, I think Orest made it clear he wants a goalkeeper in the summer, which I do agree on as well. Whether it's a backup for De Gea or someone who starts instead of him, and De Gea either sell him or keep him on as a backup. For me, I think I don't think he should leave or be replaced. I think they should definitely have a strong second choice, and then if he does slip up at the start of the season, then play the second choice and bench or use the reserve instead of De Gea on the bench. But for me, you do need a goalkeeper in a few other areas. You need strengthening, possibly a striker if you don't sign Weghorst permanently, maybe a midfielder, defender, and get rid of Maguire maybe. So it'll be interesting in summer, of course, all the teams, who they're going to bring in, who's going to leave and stuff like that. So but we are going to obviously end soon. We'll end around 8 because a few things happening at 8, of course. Sorry, something's on my screen. Cancel. So obviously at 8, the Eurovision semi-final where Albania are in. Hopefully they do qualify. That's great. And then I'm watching it now. I will flick over to the BBC Eurovision if we're still on. But Juventus are playing Seville, big game in the Europa League, and Roma Leverkusen. So the final will either be Juventus Seville or Roma Leverkusen. And then West Ham are playing AZ Al-Sakkar. And actually, a few fun facts about AZ. They've got Matthew Ryan in goal, former Arsenal player, and they've got someone called Odegaard, which I'm not sure if that's his brother. He does look a bit like him, but it might be his brother. So if West Ham win, they would be playing either Basel or Fiorentina in the final. So I said Europa League action, Conference League action, and the Eurovision tonight. So, of course, the Eurovision semi-final, there was one on Tuesday and there's one tonight because basically it's on Saturday. So they do need to get going with the semi-finals and it's going to be interesting. And of course, Ryland and Scott Mills were involved in it and a few hosts as well. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, it's in Liverpool this year. If you didn't know why, basically Ukraine won Eurovision last year, but the UK finished second. So because Ukraine couldn't host it, UK are hosting it on behalf of Ukraine. So they still have the love heart with Ukraine, which means they're hosting it. But so because of that, we're going to just go through the games quickly and people can get their thoughts if they want to. There was no 12:30 kickoff, of course, because of the King's coronation, which ended around 3 when the game started. And of course, with respect, there was God Save the King before every game at 3 o'clock, which was very respectable and good respect for the King. We'll go through them quickly. So one of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, West Aston Villa losing 1-0. Could be a big blow for their challenge as well. They're fighting for Europe, possibly Europa League or Conference League. Tottenham getting a win. Obviously, we always sing Tottenham get bad everywhere they go, but they don't get bad today. The other day. With a 1-0 win over Crystal Palace. That's a good win because Crystal Palace are doing well. So your new manager as well. So good win for them. And not sure if you guys want to talk about this, but Chelsea finally back to winning ways. No more 007.
They finally won a game, Ollie.
Yeah, they finally won a game. And for me, obviously, a few Chelsea fans I know that be happy with it and stuff. So, good win for Chelsea, of course. Been a terrible season, though. So they probably want to end the season on a high. Whether they finish, they won't get Europe. They could try and get 8th, maybe, or something like that. But they've overcome for this their aim, which is to get over 40 points, and they've already done that. So, listen. Oh, we got a comment here. Let me just check it out. He said, "We are back. Noni striker son." What does he mean? Noni star player.
Noni Madueke. Ollie Madueke.
Oh, Noni Madueke. Yeah, he scored against Arsenal, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
We are back. Yeah, you are back indeed. Yeah. But good win for Chelsea. We'll move on now. Man City. Oh, there was a little when they scored, and they just didn't have enough time or time left. So good win for Man City, of course. I think Haaland did score and then someone else scored. But for me, there is rumours that Haaland is not going to play the next match. So I'm going to have to debate whether I play him or Alvarez in my fantasy. So I'll wait for the predicted lineups. And if he's definitely not starting, I'll play Alvarez and bench Haaland. And I got in Alvarez ready for next double game because I've got John Stones, Haaland and Alvarez already. And then I'm going to get a Chelsea player because obviously they've got a double game. I'm trying to get 11 players who have one and have a good, because the last time I had a double game week, I used my wild card and I got 125 points. So hopefully with a double game week, I'm not going to use my wild card. I'm going to do a few transfers. So hopefully I can get that 100 points again and try and overtake my dad, which is going to be tough. But my dad's doing well this season. So hopefully he drops off. There's a few -4s and stuff like that. But good win for Man City. I don't really see them dropping any points recently. They've got 4 games less. left. And as I said, if they do win their game in hand, that Manny said, they will go 4 points clear. But hopefully, my dad said as well, hopefully they waste their game in hand and they lose it, because then if they waste the game in hand, they'll have the same remaining games as us, and it'll be a good race, because then we have the same remaining games. We have, similar points difference. So I really do hope they lose their game in hand. Obviously, they've got Everton next. They play before us, so hopefully they lose and we win. And then, Everton away isn't going to be tough. We lost to them 1-0. Then Brighton away, Arrest has spoken to me about it. He thinks that would be a good win for Brighton. They could possibly be a shock there. So, I think Brighton can win that one, and good win for them. 1-0 Liverpool. Liverpool getting another win as well. My mate went to the game. They've had a lot of home games recently, and another win. For me, I'm sorry, Man United fans, but I think they'll get top 4, whether it be Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, or Newcastle, or Man United and Liverpool. For me, I do want Man United and Liverpool. I don't want anyone like Tottenham or Newcastle getting top 4. The reason Newcastle is because I don't want them getting Champions League. They're not big enough for the Champions League, and I've always predicted them not to finish top 4. And then Liverpool, they deserve it. They've had a terrible start to the season, and it'll be a great, fairy tale season for them to go on and win it. So go on and get top 4. A great game. Wow, what a game. Leicester definitely going down with this result. Fulham 5, Leicester 3. Absolutely brilliant game. 8-goal thriller. Of course, Leicester got 3 goals, but they lost. And Fulham, absolutely brilliant. Without Mitrovic, they're proving that they can play without Mitrovic. The same with Man City. They can play without Haaland and score 3 or 4 goals still without him. So they've got Vinicius Jr. and they had a great game, of course. So good win for them. I think they'll definitely get to mid-table. They won't fight for Europe, I don't think, but they'll be a good season if they stay up, and they will. Brighton as well, losing 5-1 to Everton. Personally, I think Everton will stay up. I've always predicted them to go down, but Rest.
I don't know how we lost to Brighton, by the way. But
I know. But I don't know how Everton can beat them and then you can't beat them. But final game, and then we're going to move on to a few last topics. Great game. I was watching Unmisled, but I did flick over to this game. I think some score correction said that it was 4-4, but I don't think it was. So it's 4-3. Good win for Forest. I really hope they stay up. I do have a soft spot for them in the Premier League, probably my second team. Just a question for you both guys now before we wrap up. We're going to ask, going to do a few stuff and then end. So can Arsenal still win the league? I'll get my thoughts first. So for me, we are 1 point behind City at the moment, 3 games left. If we win all 3, we can get 9 points and we can be around 90 points. And with Man City, they've got 4 games left. 2 of them are away, and I think the other 2 at home. We'll start with you, Arrest. Obviously, you've made it clear you want Arsenal to win the league. Do you still think they can win it, or do you think City are going to win the league?
It's just tough, man. It's tough. Depends how City do, man. With their game in hand, if they win it, then But I mean, they've got Everton. I don't know what's going to happen in that game. Then Brighton, I think they'll drop points to Brighton. I don't know. Somebody tells me they won't lose, but I think they will get a draw. But I just don't know, man. It's tough to predict, but it's about Arsenal winning. Just win. Like no draws, but
definitely.
It's tough to predict, man. But I'm still going to say Arsenal.
Yeah, and for you, Ryan, as well. I've said my thoughts on Arrest, of course, but I'm just answering the question or getting your thoughts. Do you really think that we can still win the league, or do you think City's hands at the moment?
To be honest with you, I'm going to be honest. I think that Arsenal did have it in their own hands, and now it's in City's hands. So. I think the chances may be gone this season, unfortunately. I do really kind of feel for you, really, because they've had a really good season. Obviously, they've been up there. But I just think City won't drop many points. I don't think City will drop many points, and obviously you'll have to win all your games. So, personally, I think City will win the league. Arsenal, we've still had a very good season. Next season, going to build on it. But, that's my opinion. Don't get me wrong. I think Arsenal to win the league, it'd be good. It'd be really good.
Would you rather them win the league than Man City, or?
I would probably say so. Because I think, I would. I do, as much as I want them to win. I just don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Okay, a few more topics. So we've gone through the Premier League now, but Ryan, we've got to talk about this. Huddersfield is staying up. Yes. Come on. Yes.
We are staying up.
Staying up. Say we are staying up. We are staying up. Say we are.
Ryan, go for it. You have the floor. Come on, Ryan.
Come on. Yeah. Well, the floor is yours. Just staying up. What's the thoughts on this season?
Yeah, look, it's predominantly been a really demoralising season for us. Really, it's been really terrible. Most of the last few months has been very memorable, and it put a lot of smiles back on our faces with the performances, the results. And obviously Neil Warnock coming in, one legend, the king, whatever you want to call it. I'm still waiting for that statue to be built. It needs to be announced that it's going to be built. But yeah, honestly, the fact that we was able to get out of this, when Warnock came in, I must admit, probably a few games in, obviously we lost to Coventry 4-0. Then obviously Bristol City came along and Norwich. We didn't pick any points. I kind of started to give up hope a bit, really. I think most of the fan base did, to be honest with you, because we just didn't seem to look like we were going to get out of it. But yeah, obviously then obviously with the fixtures as well. I know I've always said that anybody could beat anybody in the Championship, but there were still tough fixtures that we had. Let's be real here. Teams fighting at the top of the league, and it was always going to be a tall order. But the fact that he's done it, like I say, it's the greatest escape in Championship history. That's how big of an achievement this is, really. But yeah, it's been a terrible season. I'm really, really happy we stayed, because if we would have gone down, it would have been a complete disaster. Because if you look at League One, so many good teams in League One, and it's not easy to get out of that league either. So yeah, I'm really happy we've stayed up. Obviously, a big summer ahead. Obviously, with a new owner coming in, lots of decisions to be made. We have to get the managerial appointment correct as well. Whoever obviously there's already been a few names dotted around, obviously linked with us. But yeah, big summer ahead, and there's no reason next season why we can't just go, really challenge up at the top end of the table, because we haven't got a bad squad really. But yeah, delighted to be staying up. We have to forget about this season, enjoy the summer, and let's get back on it. Obviously, come because it's not that far away, is it really? But yeah, really, really happy.
With your channel as well, you're going to continue to do content while the season's over?
Yeah, obviously, I'm going to share my part. Obviously, the transfer market, obviously, in the summer, obviously. Obviously, I might do a few watch-alongs as well, obviously, to other games. And obviously, I'm going to do one on the managerial situation, who I potentially like to see come in. So, yeah, there's still going to be content on the channel for sure, but of course, it does slow down quite a bit now, obviously, with the season. Already at an end, but hopefully we can find some other things to do as well on the channel in the meantime, but yeah.
Yeah, Arrest, just get your quick thoughts on Huddersfield staying up, and then we're going to wrap up soon.
Yeah, man. Literally, I think when Neil Warnock got appointed, I was like to Ryan.
Yeah.
I could see Huddersfield staying up. Just believe the squad, believe in the manager. Obviously, yes, they did lose quite a few matches, but nah, man. Listen, it was clear and obvious that Mark Fotheringham was a bloody clown, and it was clear. But no, what Warnock did, is that he put his own principles, and if you ever don't listen to it, and you get dropped, simple as that. So Warnock, for me, absolute brilliant job. Like, how on earth, how the statue is not announced yet is a disgrace. But listen, it will be there soon, Ryan. Like, trust me, but man, Warnock, man, oi. Like, they've got, listen, Hongbo, man, he needs to sign that permanent contract. Like, Radoni, man. Hey, Radoni! He's been a player on the Warnock, man. On the Warnock, he's been a special player, man, Radoni. And the brick wall, Helik, Ryan's favourite, the brick wall, Helik, man. Big up to him, man. Because he's been a brick wall in the Championship. And for me, I think he's underrated, man, because he doesn't get spoken enough. So, fair play to him. And yeah, man, listen, what I agree with Ryan, what he says. In the summer, players just need to clear off their minds and go again next season. And I do believe they can get top 10, top 6.
Yeah.
If they can focus and forget about what happened this season, and they focus on the new season, hopefully with the right appointment, they can definitely get something. But listen, I'm looking forward to what Huddersfield do next season.
Yeah. So
Sorry, I was meeting. Yeah, West Ham play AZ tonight. We won't get predictions because we're going to end now. But yeah, Eurovision as well. Just a reminder, I'm watching it now. It hasn't started yet, but the second semi-final before the final on Saturday. Albania is one of the 14 countries. Australia as well, who aren't in Europe, but they still compete. So it's going to be interesting. I said I probably want Lithuania, Albania, Australia, and Greece to qualify out of all of those, but we'll wait and see. It's about to start now, but it's not going to announce anything at the moment. I'll let you know what happens. But yeah, before obviously that, and hopefully you enjoy Europa League or Conference League if you're watching a West Ham game. After the end of every stream, of course, we do this. So Arrest, big up for joining. Always been here since the first team, a big regular on the channel. Where can we find you on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram?
Yeah, my mega family on. Obviously, you know that I love joining the streams. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram Orsk's Football, Twitter Orsk's Footy, YouTube Orsk's Football. I have this afternoon I did schedule a stream for tomorrow at 8 p.m. So obviously we're back with the Gameweek previews, and yeah, man, listen, big up Ryan as well, big up the panel, and yeah, man, good stream.
Big up. And of course, Ryan, before we end, obviously we're meeting tomorrow. It's going to be nice to meet
Come
you.
on!
Yes.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah. Big up, Ryan, of course, coming on always a regular, and you've been on. Obviously, love good on your channel as well. But yeah, shout out your YouTube and Instagram or anywhere else we can find you.
Yeah, Ollie, big up for having me on. I really enjoyed it, and it's good to be back. Obviously, like I said earlier, it's really good to be back. Really good show. But yeah, obviously you can find me on my channel, obviously on YouTube, or just with Town Fan TV. Obviously on my Instagram and Twitter, it's the same as well. So yeah, big up for having me on. Obviously, big up Oris, big up Manny, and big up to you, Ollie. But
yeah. Big up Ryan, big up Manny, and big up Arrest for joining, of course. Joel just messaged me, he said he can't join. By the way, the Eurovision, they're just showing the highlights of the Tuesday night of these semi-finals, so we're not missing anything. There are some of the countries I liked qualified are Israel, Noah Carell, she's very pretty. She's got a song called The Unicorn, she's really good.
You better say Albania.
Yeah, I want Albania to qualify tonight. I'm happy Norway qualified as well. Norway's a good song. Yeah, but...
Do you think Albania will pass? Be honest.
They'll definitely get through, yeah, but I'm not sure if they'll win Eurovision. I'm not sure, but
yeah.
Yeah, but for me, you can find me, of course, here on DJ SINCLAIRO. I can't stress enough. Please do watch out my videos for watch hours. It's gone down to 1,600. It literally used to be around the 2,000 mark, and to get monetized, you need 4,000. So the game to get that is obviously watch back my long streams, put them on mute. Just don't skip them. Watch them. Either put them on mute or watch it if you want. Obviously, highest point videos coming out as well. If they're just a 1 minute video, watch the video whole way through. If it's like a 1 minute and 30 seconds, go watch all of it as well. That counts. Might start shorts as well. If I film a short video at highest point, I'll just put it as a short, and I'll put hashtag shorts because that does well as well when you put that hashtag. Yeah, DJ SINCLAIRO, of course. Make sure you've liked the stream if you haven't already. Let's just check how many likes we've got. We've still got 10 likes. So I usually aim for 10 likes in a stream. If not, we can go over to 20. Yeah, make sure you subscribe as well if you're new on the road to 1,070. 1,100 is a big aim this year. Probably get it, maybe 1,200. That could be a big aim as well. They're just showing the hosts of the semi-final. Yeah, so if you want to find me anywhere else, ollie.sinclair556 on Instagram. That's my main account. Let me just check. I've just posted about the Odeon. So unfortunately, a local cinema near me in Weston-super-Mare is shutting down, so I did have posts about it, and I've got actually another post coming out tomorrow about when I saw Joel Corey. He's got a song called Dance Around It with Katie Baser, which is coming out tomorrow, so I will be posting about that. I'm just going to post about me seeing it live, and I'm going to tag a few fan pages and Joel Corey and Katie Baser, of course. But I am 6 away from 700, so make sure you check me out on there, on the road to 1,000, because my account got hacked and that did get 1,000. You can also find me @Aaron_Ramsdale fan page 1 on Instagram. I'm on the road to 600, just hit 500 recently. And also go follow my TikTok, OllieZip556 on the road to 400. If you want to catch my mixes, I do have mixes on my new decks now. DJ SINCLAIRO, all in capitals, 556. SoundCloud is DJ SINCLAIRO in capital letters. Do sped up songs there. Big up Ryan, of course, for supporting the sped ups, doing liking them, reposting them, commenting and stuff. And especially with Mixcloud as well. I always have people who support my, YouTube or other platforms I use. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. Also, I got a new phone as well for my birthday. I also got some chocolates and money and some Prime flavors as well. I got, let me just show you one I got. this one. So this is this is the new Prime Energy. It's the orange and mango, and
Yeah.
so basically it tastes like Fanta, basically. So that
Yeah.
I also got lemon and lime, which tastes like Sprite. Oh, they're showing the countries now. I also got ice pop as well, which tastes like cherry.
Yeah, Ollie, we don't want to miss.
Yes. Yeah. We're Universion's starting now, so we're gonna end now. Big up everyone for joining. Big up Manny and a few people who couldn't join. Big up themselves and big up. Hope you like my thumbnails as well. Big up Ryan. Big up the rest. Big up Manny. Obviously we are gonna watch Eurovision now, and you can watch Europa League or whatever you want to do. And obviously Ryan, bring on tomorrow highest point.
Bring it on. Bring it
on. Up the Terriers. Come on, you Gunners, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
I'll be right there.
Can Arsenal still win the league? Yes, we can. And Albania going to qualify for Eurovision.
I'm glad